Hi Virgo, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your December 16th to the 31st, 2021 reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed and linked in the description box below. Now before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Let's see what the tarot has to say. Virgo, December 16th to the 31st, 2021, Virgo. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. At the bottom is our rooted self. The left-hand side is our inner self. The middle, our heart, our emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. Let's see what the cards have to say. At our root, we have the moon, which is Pisces energy coming through very powerfully here. And we have the devil, which is Capricorn energy coming through very powerfully at our root. So if we have Pisces or Capricorn within our natal chart, this part of our personality, or these parts of our personality, is coming through very powerfully here at our root. We're also going to find people who are Pisces and people who are Capricorns. They can really rock our boat more than other signs can. So just be mindful of that. Also, Virgo, our sister sign is Pisces, meaning that this can be a sign that absolutely builds us up and we are the closest to, unlike any other, our best friend like a sister can be, or the person who bothers us and annoys us and pushes all our buttons like a sister can be. So just be aware of that energy here. We have the Magician, as above, so below. As we believe it, so it becomes. The power of our mind, of our intentions, of our consciousness and our heart during this time is going to be exquisitely impactful to our inner self. And then we have the Death card, which is Scorpio energy. This is going to be an energy that, has transformation, rebirth all around us during this time. We're also looking at the different stages of our lives, the different ways that we're moving forward. It brings us to our emotional self. The Nine of Pentacles, wishes coming true, and the Page of Pentacles. This is us as a student of our prosperity, of our wealth, of what we desire. It brings us to our public arena self. The Magician comes through again. It inspires us. It really does move us forward. And the Ace of Coins. So God, Source, Spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, is handing us a gift of prosperity. We're taking it in our emotional self, but we're not going to feel like we're taking it because they're not of the same deck. We're going to know that things are coming full circle, that things are moving forward, that prosperity is guiding us, but we're going to question it at times. So be aware of that. Now let's look at the energy we need to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. This is the King of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This is fire and passion and determination. This is somebody who can absolutely usurp us or burn us all up because of their intensity and their fire and their fierceness. So just be mindful of this. We're going to really want to go towards that flame. We're really going to want to embrace everything that they have to offer because it's going to be so illuminating. It's going to be so intense, but it's going to be a little bit too intense. So just be mindful. This person isn't going to be as grounded or as steady as we thought they were. All right, but we're going to want to love the ride, while we're on it. But this is something definitely that we have to be mindful of here. Did Spirit say we're going to want to love the ride? Because that's what we're going to do. We're going to want to remember when everything was perfect, even if it was just a fleeting moment. But this energy here, just be mindful. It's a little tricky. Chakra energy, angels, and spirit guides, show me clearly. This is inspiration. This is the sacral chakra. Now, this is us being inspired. This is us moving forward towards a new dawn, towards a new brilliance, towards a new understanding. The sacral chakra is a little bit intense. It's not only our creative energy and our sensual energy, but it's also where we store all our dramas from this life and from past lives. So this is going to be a time where things can be a little bit intense, but we're starting to see ourselves more inspired, more open, more insightful than we have been in a really long time. We're also excited. There's an excitement to us in December, or towards this last half of December, right, as we go into 2022, that is going to kind of break down barriers and open up a new sense and a new, brilliance with this world and with this earth. Now let's talk about things astrologically speaking. We have a lot of major arcana cards here. We have court cards, coming forward, aces. This is a time that's intense and it hits us intensely. So we start with the 17th of December because nothing is happening astrologically on the 16th. The 17th of December is the Sun sextile Pluto. Now this is a fantastic influence because we have Scorpio energy right here in our inner selves. Pluto affects us more than it will others, but this is a good way that Pluto is affecting us. It makes us magnetic and charming. We are determined and we are driven. Nothing can hold us back, and we can just see things happening. We're forceful, we're insightful, and things start to happen. This is a time for an adventure. This is a time to take advantage. The 17th of December also has the Sun semi-sextile Venus. This is a powerful energy that's added to the powerful energy of the Sun semi-sextile Pluto. This is high energy vibration. This is a connection with love. This helps propel us forward towards success. Love and money are things we're going to be lucky with on this day, which is awesome. And opportunities start to open to us, even if those opportunities are simply our own self-confidence and our own moving forward in what we desire. On the 18th of December, we have the full moon in Gemini, and there will be a separate video done on that. On the 19th of December, we have Mercury squared Chiron. This configuration makes us a bit anxious. Now we have other things also happening on the 19th. So here, just be mindful. Mercury squared Chiron makes us anxious. It makes us feel overwhelmed. We are also ruled by Mercury. So whenever Mercury comes in, it hits us more than it hits others. We're going to want to say the right thing. We do not want to be misunderstood. This is actually a day where we can feel overwhelmed. Like, what if people don't understand what I'm saying? What if it doesn't come across the way that I intend it to? Move forward in peace. Move forward in peace and take the stress off of you. Now, the way to do this, to kind of get out of our own heads, we could do, cold immersion, we could do cold showers or cold baths, or something just that starts to enhance our raises our dopamine levels and, helps put us right in the moment. So doing something here that puts us right in the moment is going to help calm this anxiety because it's hitting us hard. So just be mindful of this during this time. Also on the 19th of December, we have Venus entering into retrograde till the 1st of January. Now, Venus going into retrograde brings challenges when it comes to love, and it can be played down if there's nothing else that, if the alignment is good, there's nothing else coming in that makes Venus more intense. But Venus is aligned with Pluto, which makes this time more challenging. So we just have to be mindful of this, and Pluto energy comes through very intensely with us during this time. So we just have to be mindful that during this time, things aren't going to move as smoothly in love as we want them to be. We're looking at challenges, we're looking at, intensity of emotion. We're not going to want to connect with our heart fully, and yet we're going to need to connect with our heart fully. So just be aware of this. Now, the saving grace of this time is the Sun sextile Jupiter. So what we have here is we have a beautiful alignment of luck, of good fortune, and things really start to move towards what we desire, what we really, really want. Luck can be on our side. We are enthusiastic, we are self-confident, and if we can embrace the self-confidence of this alignment and look at, kind of like the self-deprecating alignment of Mercury squared Chiron, and a challenging alignment of, Venus going into retrograde, we can really say, okay, things happen, but I'm standing forward, knowing and understanding myself, what I desire, and being confident in the essence of me. December 20th has Mercury semi-sextile Saturn. Now, Saturn rules Capricorn energy. Again, we're ruled by Mercury, so this affects us at a root level here, kind of shakes our foundation. This is an alignment that gets things done, which is really good. It's shaking our foundation, and it's really having us focus. Our minds are on point. We have fantastic memories. We are able to be organized, and we are able to do what we need to do. We're going to have a tendency to get a little bit obsessive, so kind of wheel it back a bit, because that will be helpful for us. But we have, this powerful focus, which is really, really great. On the 20th of December, we also have Mercury trine Uranus, which again, Mercury energy, it hits us hard. This is an amazing alignment. Again, we have that amazing alignment of Mercury semi-sextile Saturn. We're adding to the brilliance with Mercury trine Uranus. It makes us, shine. It makes us creative. It makes us really on top of our game. We are able to see what we need and express what we want. We are also going to see things and almost sense things before they happen. So our psychic development is going to be really on point during this time. We're also going to have fantastic intuition. So just be aware of that. Don't be afraid of the information that's coming our way, and don't let us stay chained in fear, because we're going to sit there and look at things and say, oh no, I couldn't possibly. Spirit saying here, let yourself shine. We have on the 21st of December, we have the winter solstice, which is the last day of Sagittarius and moving into Capricorn energy, and there will be a separate video done on that. The 23rd of December is the North Lunar Node, leaving Gemini and entering into Taurus. Remember, the North Lunar Node is known as the head of the dragon, and Gemini is all about communication. This was a time of learning, of curiosity, of gathering up information. Now we're going to see all the information that we've been gathering being planted and seeing what fruits come from that as we enter into Taurus. The 24th of December has Saturn squared Uranus. Now Uranus comes forward, no, it does not come forward powerfully during this time, but Saturn squared Uranus, we have Saturn coming forward powerfully with the Capricorn energy right here at our root. This is Christmas Eve for those of us who celebrate. This alignment makes us strongly independent, self-aware, and progressive. This is a really great alignment to have on Christmas Eve because it makes us really feel comfortable and loving our traditions. We're going to be creative, we're going to be spontaneous, but we're also going to feel secure and love the responsibility and the power and the stability and the structure of of traditions. And this brings us forward. We can start making new traditions during this time, but we're really going to be honoring what celebration means for us, what family gathering and connection means for us. On the 25th of December, this is Venus conjunct Pluto. This is Christmas Day, again, for those who celebrate. And this is when love is astoundingly important to us. We need to connect with the heart. We need to connect with our passion. We need love. If we do not embrace our hearts and our heart chakra, this day almost feels like we've just lost it. So just be aware of that. Now, the interesting thing is that on the 25th of December, we also have Mercury conjunct Chiron, which makes us very aggressive in showing that we care. We're going to aggressively be like, I'll take care of you, I'll do this, I'll do that. So we need to step back because everybody's going to feel this way. We're almost going to need so much love and so much, connection on this day that it can be overwhelming. So just be aware. The 26th of December has Mercury sextile Neptune. Now, Neptune is the ruler of Pisces, so that comes through very strongly for us at our root. Again, we are ruled by Mercury, so this alignment makes us extremely sensitive to the world around us and can bring us psychic revelations. Again, powerful psychic revelations come forward. Be kind to ourselves on this day. Remember that we matter, and just tend to honor the connections that we have because they're going to be powerful. On the 27th of December, Jupiter is squared the North Lunar Node. Now, this is known as a philosophical time, meaning that we look and we question and we seek and we discover and we're peeling back layers on this day. Nothing is going to be straightforward because that's not going to be the way that we think, and that's not going to be the way that anybody thinks on this day. On the 29th of December, we have the Sun squared Chiron. Now, this alignment makes us passionate and intense because we have the Sun's energy, but the wounded warrior means that we need to take time for other people's pain and other people's suffering. But this is almost a time where other people's pain and suffering can outshine us and what we need and what we desire. We need to have a balance to this. Also on the 29th of December, we have Mercury conjunct Venus. Again, Mercury energy, we're ruled by Mercury, very powerful. This is loving energy, this is refined energy, this is an honest energy and an honest time and an honest alignment. We are passionate and a bit submissive, meaning that if it doesn't really matter to us, we're going to be like, well, it doesn't really matter. You do what you want type of thing. We have to make sure that we're not acquiescing just to kind of keep the peace, or that we're, not seeing the bigger importance. So just be aware of that because we're going to be more than willing to be like, yeah, okay, whatever, I'm happy with it. The 29th of December also has Jupiter entering into Pisces, which this is a really nice time. So what we have with all the energy that's coming forward, with the fact that we see other people suffering more than our own, and the fact that we're embracing love and refinement and honesty and kind of going with the flow of things. Jupiter entering into Pisces again on the 29th of December brings a lot of common energy forward. Jupiter and Pisces have a lot in common, and we have strong Pisces energy here at our root. It's bringing forward spirituality, it's bringing forward growth of the individual, it's bringing forward wisdom. We are going to see Pisces energy increase in our love and our being during this time. We are more compassionate and we are more self-sacrificing. We will also need to be very mindful of the energy we're letting in, because we feel things very intensely, and the energy we let in has a greater effect on us as, again, our psychic ability is increasing. The 30th of December has Mercury conjunct Pluto. Again, a very powerful time for us because we're ruled by Mercury and we have Pluto here with Scorpio energy, right? Pluto rules Scorpio. So this is an alignment of powerful intellect and intense curiosity. We will be astoundingly intense and have a unique way of talking. We're going to be really on point on things. Everybody's going to have a unique way of sharing their ideas, of taking in information. This is a great time to listen and to connect. We will also be very persuasive and practical on this day. Also on the 30th of December, we have Mars sextile Saturn, making us driven and focused. We are cautious and calm on the outside, which is not going to match our interior at all. And the thing is, this is for everybody. So everybody's like a duck, Everybody's swimming nice and calmly on the surface. Underneath, we're paddling like crazy. Underneath here, we are intensely ambitious. We are driven. We are focused. We want to meet our goals almost no matter what. So we kind of need to tone that down a little bit, or at the same time, we also need to embrace it because we want to get to where we want to get to. It's going to be very passionate and powerful for us. During the whole entire month of December, we have Lilith remaining direct for the whole month and in Gemini energy, meaning that we are astoundingly good at talking, astoundingly good at communication, but we're also going to smooth over anything that we don't see as positive, anything we don't see as really adding to things in a positive, calm way, which can mean that we smooth over things that really need to be looked at. We're also going to have a tendency to bore easily during this time, and we like the chase of it all, we like the challenge of it all, rather than the acquisition. So just be mindful of that. The moon is having us focus on a lot of our fears, a lot of our doubts, but also on this sense of transformation, the sense that I am never going to remain the same. I'm always growing and becoming, and then, fading away and becoming more again. And so there's going to be this real need to look at the shadows within us, the shadows around us, and not let them define us. Meaning that when we see something, we're going to have this instantaneous reaction, this kind of gut reaction to it. Now, be it our psychic abilities are increasing during this time on a lot of days, but what we're going to see here is that we need to see things for what they truly are for us, not how they are defined by somebody else, and not how, how our mind wants to scare us from them. So what we're looking at here is we're looking at ourselves facing a lot of fears, facing a lot of doubts, and seeing the shadows for simply being the distortion of our vision of what we want. And we're going to need to step back. We're going to need to step into ourselves. We're going to need to focus a little bit more. It's kind of like when you look out the window at night, you need to focus a little bit. You're looking through, kind of like the fogginess of the windows if the outside is much colder than the inside, like it is here when I live. And we're going to have to just see and not say, oh, well, I see because I'm letting my mind get away with me. No, I'm seeing because I'm centering myself and I'm focusing on the outside world. And this is going to be a time at our root where we're focusing on what we need to see, on how we need to develop, on what we need to be guided forward in. And not always the first instantaneous reaction is going to be the one we need to follow forward in or with, because we're going to be breaking a lot of the chains, a lot of the addictions that have defined us for so long, or that have been our crutch. Now, these addictions can be alcohol and food and sex and drugs and, everything that we know of as addictions. But this is also going to be a time where we're looking at our coping mechanisms that we've developed when we were small, or that we developed when we were in bad situations, bad relationships, stressful jobs that aren't necessarily helpful to us. They're not helping us grow. They're not helping us connect. They're actually taking us further or further away from who we are, and we're feeling chained to something that almost seems like a monster looming in the shadows. That's again why the Pisces energy comes forward and says, see the lobster for what it is. Don't see it as this looming monster to be terrified of. We need to walk forward in confidence, saying, I'm trusting my inner self, my instincts, my desires. And we're also going to see ourselves breaking the chains of things that have defined us for way too long, things that have been, they're crutches, but they're also scars. They're way that we have been perpetuating our scars forward time and time again. And it leads us to the magician. It leads us to turning inward. In our inner selves, we need to look inwardly. And that might sound like, duh, of course you do. But what we're going to see here is that it's going to be so easy to say, yeah, okay, I look inward, I see what I need to see, but I'm doing a cursory glance. I'm not really looking at things very deeply, and I'm just pushing forward. I'm just going to keep on moving forward. And what Spirit's saying here is connect. Connect to who we are, connect to what we want. Look at our thoughts. What are we thinking? Are we building ourselves up? Or are we ripping ourselves down? Are we moving forward with a sense of being connected? Or are we moving forward with a sense of disconnect and disjointedness throughout our lives, throughout, our routine? Does it feel like the same day, but, no, it could feel like the same exact day, but maybe, different clothes or even the same clothes. It's like, oh my gosh, when does the monotony end? And what we're going to see here is that we need to look at our mind. We need to look at what we're focusing on, and we need to realign things. We need to reconnect, because as above, so below. As we believe it, so it becomes. This is a time where spirit is really important. This is a time where connecting with the spiritual is really important because it can start to charge us. But a lot of times we can have not a problem, but we can find it hard to connect with the abstract, right? An all-seeing, all-powerful being. How do I connect? But we can find it easier to say, I will connect with the earth. I will stand outside, and breathe in the fresh air. I will eat fresh fruit. I will take and honor the food that nourishes me. I will honor the drink that quenches my thirst. And we can find ourselves becoming aware, becoming centered in our world, by taking little tiny steps. It doesn't have to be this big thing. It doesn't have to be completely overwhelming, because that might be too much for us. And what I'm seeing during this time, what Spirit is saying, is that it does feel like too much. There's so much coming at us. There's so much power here that it's almost like being oversaturated. It's like when the sensations are just too much and you can't take it. So here it's calming it down. It's centering ourselves. It's standing in ourselves. And it's saying, I'm opening this door. I'm opening this door to standing before the altar of my existence, standing before the altar of what I want, and calling forward my power, my insight, my ideas, and myself, because I am transforming. And I'm starting to honor that transformation. Instead of saying, oh, I wish it was like it once was, it's saying, I honor the path that I am now on, the way that I am moving forward. I honor myself rising like a phoenix from the ashes. I honor myself moving forward in what my heart greatly desires. I honor and see and embrace me. And as we do this, we look at the blessings that are around us. We honor, and that's going to be really important for us, to stand as earth energy and honor the ground that we're on, honor the seeds that we're planting, honor something real, because as earth sign energy, we like to see the building of it. We like to see the construction of it. We like to see the growing of it. Here with the Nine of Pentacles, it's having a harvest, having, born fruit. Born fruit? Yeah. Having bared fruit. That's it. Having bared fruit. Having, come to maturity and being able to say, wow, that is really quite extraordinary. And saying, well done to us. Now we will know that we have more to do. We will know that there is more to take care of. And that there are going to be, harder, more intense times to come. But right now, I am honoring this. I am honoring me. And it's a job well done. It's not looking at the greater picture. It's not overwhelming ourselves. It is saying that right in this moment is everything. And as I connect, I soar higher. And it brings us to the Page of Pentacles. It brings us to being a student of our prosperity, of being a student of what we desire and want within our lives and for ourselves. Moving forward in this sense of there is more here than meets the eye. And because we are a student, because we are not afraid to ask questions, because we're not afraid to look at things in a different way, we're not going to be held to old beliefs or old desires or, the way that it has always been done or the way that we have always done it. What we're going to see here is we're going to see that we're breaking down barriers. We're going to see that we're looking at things in a very new and fresh way. And it brings us to really being inspired. And it brings us to inspiring others. In the public arena, there is a brilliance to us that gets to shine. There is a power to us that gets to shine. And as we're bringing forward this inspiration, again, as above, so below. As we believe it, so it becomes. And we are believing in the transformation of who we are and what we desire. And it brings us to the Ace of Coins. It brings us to God's source spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, handing us a gift of prosperity, of abundance, of a new chapter starting. So by the end of this year, we're ready for this new chapter. We're ready to walk through this portal and embrace something new. And even if that something new is just a change of our perspective, a change of the way that we're looking at everything, and the change of the way that we're embracing our courage and our compassion and what we desire and who we see when we are quiet and look within our hearts. It moves us to our subconscious energy to be mindful of. It's the Prince of Pentacles. It's being mindful of hidden words around money. It's being mindful of the fact that we're slowly and steadily moving towards prosperity, but that somebody else is going to come in and say, but wouldn't this be faster? But wouldn't this be better? And their words are going to sound honey sweet, but they're going to be bitter like vinegar. So just be mindful of this. Really, really look at everything, read everything. Don't just take somebody's word at it. It moves us to our chakra energy, which is love, the heart chakra. We need to embrace love. We need to embrace our love for ourselves, our love for the world around us. We need to embrace love and passion, because that is going to shine so brightly within us, around us. Our subconscious rooted energy is the Hierophant. This is Taurus energy. Tradition is important to us, but it's also looking at the tradition that is right for us. What do I honor within me? What do I want within me? How am I moving myself forward? What is it that I desire? What is it that needs to be unlocked so that I start to embrace me more and more and more? Remembering that the Hierophant is the Pope in medieval times, represents the Pope. And in medieval times, the Pope was the most powerful person in the Western world. So what we're seeing here is that embrace of absolute power. That person that the devil had to listen to, that person, or that was able to, call out the devil, that person who kings and queens and emperors and empresses turn to. This is going to be a time where if we listen to our subconscious, at what we need, at our traditional self, at who we innately are, we're going to see ourselves breaking down barriers that we didn't even know were holding us back. It brings us to our subconscious inner self, and that is the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups is being being able to bring our dreams forward, because we are transforming, because we are embracing who we are, what we want. We're being very open and honest with ourselves. We're saying, instead of keeping my dreams in the deep, dark closet, instead of going to my dreams when I need a pick-me-up, when this world gets hard and harsh, I'm starting to bring these dreams into my life, into my heart, into my soul, and they become a game changer. They do, because they inspire us. It's almost like, oh, is it time now? And it's being surprised that it is. It brings us to our subconscious emotional self, and that's the Seven of Wands. That's subconsciously, emotionally, we're so used to fighting. We are so used to fighting, and we're so used to having to fight that we're tired. And Spirit is saying, subconsciously, we're going to be ready for that battle again. Fight when it's necessary. Fight when, we absolutely need to. But don't make this all the time, because then the fight doesn't mean what it once did. Because our soul is always going to be draining. The energy is always going to be draining us. There's always going to be another battle and another battle and another battle. Fight when it's necessary, but don't exhaust yourself. It moves us. Yeah, and don't see a fight everywhere. That's going to be something emotionally that's a bit hard for us. That's why we're needing to embrace the heart chakra. That's why we're needing to embrace love and inspiration, the sacral chakra. It moves us to our subconscious, public arena self. And that's the 10 of Cups. And they all live happily ever after. This is embracing our happiness. This is embracing our joy and our passion and our brilliance. This is saying that love gets to move me forward. And this is saying that I get to be happy. It's not embracing everybody else's happiness. Happiness is such an all-encompassing word. And we tend to think, okay, what makes me happy makes you happy. But that's not true. So it's embracing our individual happiness. It's seeing what we want within our lives and the way that we move forward and the brilliance that gets to be a part of us. And it's honoring that. It's honoring that happiness subconsciously, consciously, as we move forward, as we are inspired and inspiring the waking world, and as we're embracing our prosperity and our bounty. All right, Virgo, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power and the intensity of this time. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Virgo.